Going on, guys? It's Cliffy here, and welcome back to another episode of New Zealand Reborn on International Cricket Captain 2017. Today we are playing our second one-day international against Pakistan. If you haven't seen the first episode, definitely go and check that out now. I will leave a link in the top right-hand corner of this video, so definitely go and check that out here. We have made a couple of changes to this side today. Martin Guptill has dropped out of the side. He's been replaced by George Worker, who's actually absolutely been lighting it up in the Birmingham Premier League at the moment. He's just scored runs for absolute fun over there, and I'm kind of hoping that that is going to lead to a Black Caps recall for him, and hopefully we will see him back in a black jersey in the very near future. Now, we have also dropped Lockie Ferguson. The experiment of both him and Adam Milne in the same side with that pace duo, I guess, that speedster duo, just didn't really work out the way I would have liked it to. Both of them didn't pick up a wicket in the last game, and both were very expensive in terms of runs that were leaked off their bowling. So we have made a change there. We have brought in Ish Sodhi, so we do have just the one spinner in the side today, actually, because Mitchell Santner does miss out again, just to give us, I guess, that that more out-and-out seam bowling attack, which does seem to work probably better for us than the spin does against Pakistan. Obviously, from the subcontinent, very, very good at playing spin bowling. So I was going to say it may be very close to a time for a change in the bowling lineup, but we have just managed to go and pick up our first wicket of the day, which I am absolutely ecstatic about. And Baba Azim, we do need to be careful because he has been in very good form, not only in this series, but he has been in very good form in the Independence Cup series that has been going on at the moment as well. Pakistan taking on a World 11 led by South Africa's captain Faf du Plessis. And that series has concluded. It did see Pakistan win the three-game 2020 series 2-1. I was just trying to remember. I think it was the... Trent Bolt's come off. He can't bowl his 10 overs straight. Damn it. But I think it was... I'm just trying to remember. I think Pakistan won the first game, World 11 won the second game, and then Pakistan won the third game, which I think was either last night or possibly the night before. I'm not 100% sure. I'm really just really busy at the moment. We are moving house. That's why things may sound a little bit different. I do just have my PS4 headphones that I am using here today. But there is a lot of exciting stuff to come. So hopefully tomorrow we will be back to our daily uploads. Just need to try and get the internet sorted at this new place so that we can basically just go and do that for a lack of a better explanation. We have gone and got Azir Ali, so that is a big wicket. Neesham has been expensive here today, but he has managed to go and pick us up the wicket, which is just what we need. And we need to keep carrying that on because runs, I wouldn't say that runs are flowing at an absolute rate of knots for Pakistan, but they are going along nicely. And it has been 26 overs. They have only lost the 2 wickets. So hopefully the spin of Ish Sodhi is going to put the Pakistanis in a spin as well, and that is exactly what has happened. Baba Azim, I was just saying, he's in very good form this series, very good form in the Independence Cup, and he has been, he's come on and just been absolutely bamboozled, it must be said. First ball, or one of the first balls that Ish Sodhi has bowled. So that is a perfect start because spinners, for me, don't seem to really pick up too many wickets in limited overs cricket in this New Zealand side. Mitchell Santner is exactly the same. He's more of a guy who is in there, really, I guess, just to hold up proceedings and really try and slow down the run rate. And I mean, that's happening here with Ish Sodhi. I mean, it had been 2 overs. He has gone for 13 runs. Did pick up that wicket, which was vitally important, but just can't seem to get wickets with just can't seem to get it with the spinners. So, but in saying that, our seam bowling all-rounders in Anderson and Neesham have really been getting the job done for us, which is good. We need to continue that on now. Don't really want to be chasing really too much above 200 runs in this game here, but we are going to have to have a very good finish to the end of this innings for that to come to fruition, because Ish Sodhi, as I said, he did pick up that wicket early on. He has now, however, gone for quite a few runs, 28 off 5 overs. So I might try him for another one, just see if we can get anything out of it. And if not, it might be time for him to head back. I don't want to say to the bench, but head back into the field, and he will be finished his spell for the day. Just the 6 overs going to come from the leggy does create chances, but just does seem to get taken for quite a few as well, which we can't really have. We can't really afford that, especially if we're trying to restrict the Pakistan side, which is what we are trying to do. However, that isn't really working for us to date so far. Going to bring back the speedsters, bring back Milne, bring back Trent Boult. He does have just one over, and he has gone and picked up Shazad, which is a good wicket as well, because he was 50 off just 46. So he was going along quite nicely, and that has changed. I want to say that's changed the concept of this game. It's changed how things are going. Pakistan is still probably looking to get around that 230, 240, and we want to go and try and condense that down as much as we can. Adam Milne, we need you to stand up here. Otherwise, we do have a hungry Tim Southee on the bench who will be itching, I guess, to get back into this setup. He has been rested. A little bit fatigued as of late. He has had a bit of a tough time. Just with the workload that he has had in recent times. So just trying to give him a little bit of a rest and just move things along. Give some other guys a bit of a run as well. Obviously, Milne and Ferguson, guys that you wouldn't probably normally see in this setup. Milne has been rewarded with that wicket of Umar Akmal, which is what we wanted, because he was starting to go quite well, and that is something that we have done fairly well. We have picked up wickets in at crucial times, I should say, in this innings, but probably not frequently enough, and that has seen Pakistan head well over that 200 we were looking to try and contain them to, and just continuing to keep piling on those runs, which again is not what we want. And Milne has been very expensive, as has Jimmy Neesham, 5 overs. He has picked up the 2 wickets, but gone for 36 runs, which is not what we want. You know, we want to wrap up this tail, and that is the problem. We just don't seem to have that guy who can get the job done at the death, bang in those Yorkers, and just try and keep the runs down. So we are going to be chasing a lot more than that 200 than I did originally want to try and get. Neesham, again, he's been so expensive. He's been absolutely taken to in this game. However, he has gone and picked us up 3 wickets, which does that definitely does help. I mean, he's gone and picked up his 4, so we could be looking at a 5 for here. But he is going at upwards of 6 runs per over, which, you know, in this game, you don't really want that. You don't really want that in a one-day international. You want your bowlers to be picking up wickets, but you also want them to be economical as well. And we are, as I said, looking down now, probably at a fairly hard chase, especially with the way the pitch is playing. It is a little bit up and down, but it probably is going to be tougher as the game goes on. And remember, no Martin Guptill here today as well. So he's that guy really that we would look to at the top of the innings to really get us off to a flyer and really get us a good start. And so we do not have that today. So it is really down, I guess, to George Worker and Tommy Latham. This is a good chance for one of those guys to really stand up. Tommy Latham especially, because he has been in good form with the bat. However, you'd have to say his keeping has really kept him in this one-day side. There is potentially other guys that we could go to in the top to middle order, even lower order, someone like Tom Blundell or someone similar. But he has been scoring runs for me in all formats of the game, which is good. Worker has been a little bit slow here today, but hopefully he can go and kick on and try and replicate, I guess, some of that form that he has been in as of late, because he has just been absolutely smashing it to all parts. He's been picking up wickets as well. Didn't use him with the ball today, just because the pitch wasn't really turning a whole lot. But very good to have him in the side, especially if he's up the top. Not necessarily opening the batting, but possibly just batting in that top 4. And he can offer you some very handy left-arm spin as well, which, as I said, probably not in New Zealand conditions is that much of a plus side. But, you know, you head over to the subcontinent, you play somewhere like Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, or Sri Lanka, then it is definitely handy to have that guy in the top 4, even the top 6. That can go and do a job for you with the ball. I think Latham was a little bit lucky there not to be LBW to that ball, because it was very, very close. And Worker has gone for 33 off 50, which is not really what we were wanting from him. We were wanting him to kick on. He did get a start. Did use up a few balls as well. Obviously, 50 balls is quite a lot in a one-day innings. But playing himself in, Tommy Latham was scoring the runs at a good rate, so he did have that opportunity just to do that. And Latham is just carrying on his form. He is in great form at the moment, an absolute great nick. And we're going to need him to play our beginnings here, because it's not as though we're chasing down a monster total, but still, needing 5.5 runs per over, you definitely need one of those guys in the top 4 to carry on, and get you the big score. And hopefully Tommy can go and do that for us here today. Williamson in as well. And as I have mentioned time and time again in this career mode, it really is that middle order that we have that is just filled with absolute hitters. I mean, Taylor, Anderson, Neesham, Nichols, even Ben Wheeler, Adam Milne, Ish Sodhi can bat. So it really is about getting it close and then having those guys come in the last 15, 20 overs, and they can just absolutely punish bowling attacks all around the park if given that platform to launch from, especially the likes of Anderson. You know, we've seen it do it many times for New Zealand. He's done it in the IPL as well. So he is a guy who is vastly experienced now. But in an ideal world, I would love if Tommy Latham and Kane Williamson went and chased down this total for me in very quick time as well, you know, with wickets in hand, with overs in hand, because that would do us it would do their confidence an absolute world of good. And Williamson, who did start off a little bit slow, has gone and up to that strike rate. He is now up over 100 on that, and that is exactly what we want to have. We want him to keep going. We want Tommy Latham to keep going. He has moved on to 99 off 88 deliveries, and that has come with quite a few boundaries. And he's actually brought up his 100 with a 6, would you believe? So he is just smashing it to all parts at the moment. And this is something that we haven't seen from Tommy Latham, because normally he is, well, quite often he is playing second fiddle to one Martin Guptill. When Guptill is batting, he is the guy that New Zealand look to, I guess, to score bulk of those runs, majority of those runs, and that is exactly what he does. But we have seen a very different Tom Latham here today, one who has just played shots all around the ground, strike rate above 100 for majority of the innings. He has been well supported by George Worker at the top and Kane Williamson coming in at first drop. And man, oh man, this is proving to be a very comfortable chase. You'd have to say that things are basically wrapped up with just 25 runs needed and 13 overs left to go. There is plenty of time left in this match. And would you believe it, Tommy Latham has gone and run himself out for 130 off 115 balls. So that is a great knock from him. That'll be great for his confidence, help his keeping, and just move him on his way, it must be said. But Williamson is tucking along quite nicely as well. He is really, well, I guess he's done what Tommy Latham does when he bats with Martin Guptill, has played second fiddle, but he's played a very good knock too, 86 of 72. That included 16 fours, so a lot of those runs coming in boundaries, and just the 9 runs needed now. And you'd have to say New Zealand are going to get there quite comfortably, hopefully with 7 wickets left in the bag. And at the end of the day, Pakistan just did not have enough runs on the board. Mohammad Amir is actually making things difficult for Corey Anderson. He does then come out, advances, grabs himself a 6. He finishes 8 off 7. New Zealand win by 7 wickets with about 8.5 overs left to go. Well, just over 8 overs left to go. And that does see them go 2-0 up in this best of 5 ODI series. Now, we'll be back with Game 5. I did originally say, I think in last episode, that I was going to do Game 5, but just with the move and everything like that, I have been very pressed, very short for time. So this is a kind of a rush video, but hopefully tomorrow we will have a Don Bradman video or something along those lines that we can go into a bit more depth about everything that has been going on in the new stuff. I do have a lot of stuff coming to the channel, and I'm very excited to bring it to you guys. But anyway, I am going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to give it a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. It feels like it's been so long since I've done my bloody outro. I can't even remember what I normally say. Until next time, guys, ka kite anō. See you soon.